My name is Daniel Luong. I am completing the Master's of Business Administration and concentration in finance. So I was born and raised in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Growing up, went to Atlantic City High School, then discovered over at Norwich, where I became a student here from 2018 to 2022. Used to work as a lifeguard back in Atlantic City, so I used to do a lot of leadership roles and a lot of learning from peers and mentors to where I am currently standing here today with graduating and completing my master's here in a different environment. So there was an offering over from another alumni when I went on rotation in Poland, and more specifically to Estonia when I was a liaison to the United States Embassy in Estonia, where he recommended to me that this was a great opportunity for myself as to balance and be proactive on time management and to expand the opportunity to achieve the distinction of where we came from our alma mater. So there is a little rivalry between my brother and I in terms of who has the better grade in terms of the course itself. However, in the end, that we wanted to achieve, because both of us have been first generation siblings for both our parents that have moved over from Vietnam itself back in 1993, and wanted to give that opportunity back to the community of the opportunities that we have been given. It has been such a great experience overall, nonetheless. So the things I've been able to apply as a soldier or as a leader for my soldiers have been the multitasking and the communication aspects of it. The reason why I'm saying is that because of where I came from during when I was taking the program, it is a 10-hour difference. So I have to be proactive in terms of communicating over to my professors, to my advisors, of understanding if there had been any restrictions or limitations to my schedule. However, the professors and the academic advisors over here at Norwich have been super beneficial, super understanding of everyone's experience and work itself, that they've been able to adapt to myself of how I can be able to time manage myself for my coursework. How it reflects over to my soldiers is being able to be confident on what I'm saying, be subject matter experts in terms of different topics that we have, and having to reassure and understand as a mentor to a soldier if they understand the materials that I've given to them. One of the academic professors or mentors that have been a great mentor to myself have been Dr. Keith Wade. He has been in 4 of my courses throughout my tenure here for taking the Masters of Business Administration. However, he's been super influential, super helpful, very communicative, and his structure of work has been super beneficial in terms of applying it from the foundation level of the academic side to the real world situations of how we view in an everyday life. Some of the challenges that I believe that I had to overcome as an individual myself mainly is being a part of the military itself. Being in the military, there has been a lot of training that we are away from our devices, lots of restrictions in terms of what we can access to do our homeworks, to do our quizzes and exams. However, reflecting back now after a year and a half of doing the master's course itself, that these professors are understanding of the situation that we come from vastly different worldwide experience, from military to the civilian sectors to contracting and such. They are very understanding to the point that it makes it very adaptable to understand where we come from, what are we doing at the moment to make sure that we are able to be successful leaders for this program that represents the school, the university, and for the community that's out here in Northfield, Vermont. One of the advice that I can give back to the folks that are wanting and considering of taking on the challenge of enrolling for a graduate's course is a quote that I say is, life is like a GPS, where anywhere that we go to at the moment, that we have a destination. However, that there is going to be roadblocks, obstacles that may take us to a detour, but in the end that we are trying to achieve something in the end when we reach to our destination. So it is never too late to wanting to pursue your careers, pursue your determination of taking on the program itself, which is the consideration for a graduate's program. However, this is a great opportunity to enroll here at Norwich University, taking on that role of trying to achieve that distinction itself. One of the few that I would say that I could dedicate for this graduation is definitely one is my parents. Sacrificing a whole life, starting from the bottom to where we are at the moment. It has been such a eye-opening experience of being humble, having that humility of understanding where we are, that no one is greater than anybody, that we are all human. Going back to being a firstborn gen for both my brother and I. For those that have served both currently and previously, whether that is from where we are as we are in the real world today versus back then in Vietnam, I have to say thank you for them for their service, because if it wasn't for them, who would have known where I would be at this point? And I must say that this is such a great opportunity as an individual that is both Vietnamese and American to go and achieve through such an honorable distinction here at this university.